Okay, so I wanted to get my first video going on my channel. I always go by my display name, Tek Tada. You can call me Tek Tada T-Sweat if you're nasty. Yeah, it's just kind of a play on things that I like. Tada, I like magic, and yeah, I'm in a new decade of life. Not a kid anymore, and I got this video started mainly because it's kind of motivation for me, and then hopefully it motivates others. I got a lot going on. I recently moved into a new house. I used to live up north, and I lived there majority of my whole life besides college. And so I really can't give you like the greatest answer of why I came down here. I was kind of pulled to come down here, if that makes sense. Like, I'll circle back to that story, but yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm not in the middle of nowhere, but I'm not in a highly populated metropolis city. That's where I used to live. I used to live big city my whole life, so this is the first time like I'm living like an hour away from a major city. So that is something different for me. And like I was saying earlier, I felt pulled and willed to go. I'm not gonna say partly because of the reason of the psychic, but if you ever felt like a spirit or a movement or like energy to say it's time to go, that's kind of what I felt. In my heart, I was sick of the winters. I'm like, this is the last winter, at least for a while. Like, I don't want to deal with any winters for a little bit of the time. And now I'm dealing with the complete opposite of it literally being 1,000 degrees all the time. So moved to the south on my own. I'm not gonna say on my own. I have a fiance. She's up north still. She is living her life. She just had surgery, so she's recovering and doing that. She had the gastric sleeve. I want to try and do it on my own. I think I'm averaging like 340 pounds right now. I would like to do the military part-time. Multiple reasons. One, I just feel like it'll give me a little bit more purpose in life. Not that I don't have a grasp on the purpose that I have right now, but I feel like it'll definitely keep me going in the right direction. Obviously, it'll help you pay for school. I have a degree. I do have a dual bachelor's in political science, criminal justice, so I'm in that realm. I used to work in law enforcement. Now I'm in IT, so it could definitely help me finish this IT degree and get other recognized IT certifications. Hopefully it'll help me pay for these student loans that I currently have. I don't know the details on that. I've been skimming through. Some say they do, some say they don't, some say it depends. But I'm not even there yet. I'm at 340, so obviously I need to lose a lot more weight to get close to the number I need to be to do the military part-time. In a perfect world, I would choose probably the Air Force, Air National Guard, or I would choose Navy, even though I'm not the best swimmer in the world. I don't know, I'm just hearing things, and most of my family, and I have some friends that are military and or law enforcement. Since I used to be law enforcement, I said might as well do both. But yeah, I think it could definitely help improve my life, help make my life better. And that's just really what I want to do. That's another thing that I feel like I've always needed to do. Not necessarily like, I don't know, I just feel energies of like when I feel things and they're like, do this, I try to strive to do it. And I've been striving to do this for a while. I'm kind of kicking myself just because I'm always trying to find quick fixes to lose this weight. So I've been doing a daily walk jog of 1.5 miles. So I'm doing that, trying to lose weight to do military reserve part-time. Circling back to the story, I said I was pulled to come to the South. Part of that, I'm not going to say 100%. It's a small thing that was told to me. I saw a psychic in around 2016, and she had told me kind of like general life things. She said 3 major things were going to happen in my life. As soon as I walk out of her door, like in a month's time, 3 major things were going to end in my life. Those 3 things were: I broke up with my fiance at the time of over 3 years. I quit my job. I quit grad school. Quit my job, quit grad school. It's just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. I hated the math. There was so much math. I did not think it would be that much math in grad school, and I was just like crying. My job, was sick of it, over it. Just like, obviously you can't always just be like, oh, I hate this job, I'm just going to quit. Like, that's something I won't ever do again. I quit with no backup at all. I was without a job for like 8, 9+ months. So it took me a long time to get a job. That was my first big girl job out of college. And so I'm like, what am I going to do? I ended up doing some other things down the line, which led me ultimately, skip over law enforcement, led me to IT. I was burnt out from law enforcement with all the politics, ironically, and everything else. Just, I was over it, and I didn't feel like what I was doing was making a difference. I was a young, naive kid, was like, oh, I'm going to do law enforcement. First, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then it kind of switched to like cop law enforcement, like, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to be the person with the boots on the ground, like making the change. No. I didn't really get put in that position, and I kind of just felt like the middleman in my position. I was not really helping. I wasn't hurting, but I wasn't helping either. I was just pushing papers, doing whatever people told me to do, which obviously I don't have a problem with authority, but when everything you do, it didn't really matter because the ultimate boss that we had were like judges and attorneys. Like, what they said goes, whether we believe the victim and the defendant were innocent or not. Like, nothing we really did or said mattered or made an influence, or we weren't really making a big difference. And I just felt like I can't keep doing something that I feel is like not purposeful, not making a difference. It's just pushing papers, pushing buttons, A to B every day. I wanted more, so I switched over to IT, and I feel like I'm doing things that matter more. I'm always striving for more. That's just something that I've always felt like deep down in my spirits. I'm pretty religious. Not going to say I'm the most religious person in the world, but I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. Some people don't, and that's okay. I'm not going to push. The channel is not to push you, but that's what I believe. That's what I was raised. I was raised Pentecostal, Christian Pentecostal. I went to a Catholic high school, and then I also went to not a field trip, but it was for like extra credit. We went to like a mosque. Somebody will correct me. Like, I went to a Jewish mosque, I believe. And that was an interesting experience too. So I've like divulged in different religions and aspects of life, and I kind of have my own like way of believing and going about my life. But ultimately, like, I believe in God, I believe in a higher power, I believe in energies, manifestation, stuff like that. But yeah, circling back, the psychic said those 3 major things were going to end, and they did quickly, like within a month's time. Then she said 2022 would be the last year that I would be in Ohio. And so I started out in Ohio, and that's what she said. That'd be the last year I was in Ohio. And she also said that I would retire by the water, and I would pretty much live with my partner. That's kind of like my best friend, which my current partner is pretty close to that. I feel like she's the smoothest relationship I've had. Even though we still have our disagreements and ups and downs, she's still my friend at the end of the day. So I feel like she's that person. And she said I would retire by the water. I'm technically kind of by the water, kind of not by the water. Like, I could have picked a closer house to the water, but one would have been way more money. Like, the house that I currently have is already expensive enough with the high interest rates. And then obviously you have to, well, not obviously, you might not know that, but you have to pay flood insurance. Like, you can't not pay flood insurance. If you get a house like that close to the water, you have to pay flood insurance. I was not trying to pay that. Like I said, this house is already enough. I'm paying it on my own. My spouse has her own house up north, so it's like we're trying to build generational wealth, trying to be different than our parents and our grandparents and our forefathers before us. So we're trying to get multiple properties I have one, she has one. Then eventually down the line, hopefully we get married. We'll get our own property together. Maybe do a duplex, quadplex, whatever you call it. And I also want a couple of businesses, not too much. And I also want to write a book. I want to finish an app. I think the app will be, there's similar apps out to what my idea is, but I think my benefit for my app will be the usability, how simple it is to really like make things happen. So write a book, do the app, a couple businesses, striving to be a millionaire. And even being a millionaire is not the ultimate goal. That's not like, oh, my goal is to have the 7 digits in my bank account. That's not even the ultimate goal. That'd be nice. I'm not saying I don't want that. I would love to have that. But I think my ultimate goal is to live a comfortable life. The American dream is not what it used to be. It's not what our parents had, not what our grandparents have. People very, very rarely have pensions anymore. So you gotta go about it a different way if you really want to live that quote-unquote American dream. So I'm just striving to do more, be better, be the change in my legacy, generation, whatever you want to call it, to be like, this individual put us on and help us do more. Eventually I'll get like life insurance and trust and all that stuff. But I'm trying to take it a day at a time. And I can only do that by being the best me that I can be. So part of the reason why I want to lose weight besides the military is just being a healthier person in general. So yeah, just I'm always striving to do more. That's just something always itches me or irks me in my soul. I discovered recently that I'm a wanderlust, and with that, maybe I should have had an RV. Maybe I should have lived the van life that I see a lot of people on YouTube doing instead of getting a house. But I feel like I was called down here and pulled down here, so it is what it is. We'll see. Life is short, and life goes on. So if I decide maybe this isn't it, maybe I'll end up on the West Coast. Maybe I'll end up overseas. I got a lot of friends overseas. I got a lot of family overseas. I got cousins in Germany, Italy, Japan. The cousin in Switzerland is like, I want to live and die here. It's beautiful. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm trying to go out the country like that. Like, I've been out the country, like Canada, Jamaica, sure. That's fun. But like out, like Greece, Rome. I want to be at the places where they say my ancestors supposedly came from, which the majority of my lineage is supposedly Nigeria, like most African Americans, and Cameroon. And Cameroon has some of the tallest people in the world. So I really want to go there to see, like, okay, that makes sense. And also Scotland, there's a little bit of Scottish and Irish in me, so it would be really cool to go to Scotland and see that. And yeah, I'm always trying to get up and go and be like, see the next city, see the next best thing. So if I could get a job like traveling different cities every day, I don't know what that would look like. Not necessarily flight attendant, I know I couldn't do that, but like, just my job would be to go to different cities and do things. Like, that would be my dream job. I would love that. So always looking to do newer, more exciting things. Like, I don't know too many people that's like, I love my job is the best thing ever. I personally don't. If you do, let me know in the comments. Follow, like, subscribe. So yeah, Tek Tada is the name. And tech definitely plays on me being in tech now. So I am also striving to finish this cloud cert that I'm working on. I'm working on Oracle right now. I have AWS Cloud Practitioner under my belt. I have Security Plus under my belt. I have IDLE under my belt. So I want to do Oracle. I want to do Azure. I want to get the CCNA done. Eventually I'll have to do CISA. I don't think I'm going to have time to do CISA this year. I barely think I'm going to have time to finish the clouds and the networking. I really don't. So it'll be eventually, but not that soon. So get those under my belt and really get a better grasp on like networking, IT stuff in general. So working on that, obviously working on the other things I told you about previously. And what else was I saying? So circling back to the psychic, I do that a lot. I jump around. I don't know if I got ADHD. I haven't been diagnosed with anything, but I jump around. So jumping back to when the cycle, it's like, oh, three things are going to end. You're going to retire by the water, be with your best friend, have two kids. That's another thing. I'm like, where the two kids are going to come from. Do I like kids? Yes. Do I think I can afford kids right now? No. Now, the difference between me and others is I am a lesbian woman. I'm going to say natural, because I don't personally like the term cis woman. Call me woman, call me organic woman. Like, I have titties and a vagina. I've had this since I was born. Not to throw any diss or any jabs at transgender people, any other people that are kind of gender fluid in the LGBTIQA plus community, but me, for myself, like, I am a 6'1" tall black lesbian, sometimes masculine presenting woman. My fiance likes to say I'm a STEM, but I think I'm more masculine presenting. Is what it is. Sometimes I blouse it up, but most of the times, shorts, t-shirts, jeans, very, like, no makeup, maybe some lip gloss. That's about it. So that is me. That's the difference. So as a heterosexual, it's more of a oopsie daisy, we had a kid. Like, I have to, like, work to actually make that happen. So, do I think I could do that right now? No. Just because, like I said, this house is already expensive enough. There's other things I want to do, other things I want to see. If I want to get up and go, I still can. And the only child that I have is my dogger. You'll see my dogger eventually. Olive Oil is a Great Dane. She's 3 years old. And we got her. So I kind of did the lesbian thing, not necessarily like U-Haul, but we were together like not even 3 months, and I'm like, all right, let's get a dog. Got a dog during COVID time, so she is a COVID baby. And so she is going on 3 years at the end of the year in December. So she is about 110, 115 pounds, 120 on a good day, and on her hind legs, she's probably as tall as me. Like I said, I'm like 6'1". She's pretty close. She like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". She tall. So that's my big baby. That's the only child that I have that I feed. She's up north with her mom right now. Eventually, she's coming down. And so she's enough. She's expensive enough. My friends be telling me, oh, daycare be like $5,000 a month. That's more than my mortgage. That's too much. That's more than I'm making a month. Like, that's why I'm striving to do more and get more money to do more things. Like, I cannot fathom accidentally having a kid, having to pay for diapers, food, and still pay for my own necessities, light bill, gas bill, water bill, electricity bill, other bills that I have for this house. I couldn't imagine. So, do I like kids? Yes. Do I see that happening anytime soon? I'm leaning to the like no kids right now, just because like it's expensive. Like, people want to blame millennials, like, oh, y'all the reason. Like, it's y'all fault. Like, I mean, partly our fault for listening to y'all. We decided, okay, let's go to college. Like, I went to college. The first time around I went was for free. When I went and got my master's and crap, now I'm at about under $25,000 worth of debt. So that's why I'm like, military would help hopefully get rid of some of that. But yeah, it's too much. It's entirely too much. I can't fathom it. So just always striving to do more and get more money. So she said 2 kids. I don't see how or when that's going to happen. I don't. But obviously I have more life to live. So we'll see. Didn't retire by the water technically. Like, I'm not retired. I'm far from retirement. So we'll see how that goes. And she said I was going to be on the West Coast for a short stint. Now, that's another thing. She said I was going to have an accident that changed my life. I did. I had that accident last year in 2022. I was in a ditch. Felt like ran off the side of the road. Like, I didn't feel like I was still here. I felt like I was out of my body. I did not feel like I was still on this earth. I felt like I was hovering over the situation. So that was a major crazy thing that happened to me. And she said I would have an accident. It would change my life. That did happen. The 3 things did happen. The kids did not happen. The retirement by the water, that technically really did not happen. And then the West Coast thing. She said I was going to have a short stint on the West Coast. She said about 1-2 years I wouldn't be there long. I had a job last year. Well, I haven't had an apprenticeship last year, and I graduated from the apprenticeship and have a full-time job now. I was going back and forth to West Virginia for about a year. West Virginia, not West Coast, not no California, Arizona, nothing like that. West Virginia. So I don't know if she got that kind of wrong or twisted up, like West Virginia, West Coast. Like, I was back and forth in West Virginia. I wasn't even staying there full time. I had to go back and forth like a little bit, like 5 times last year, and that at one of the 5 times I had the accident. So I don't know if that technically counts. And so yeah, I just felt pulled and willed to move down here, like kind of middle of nowhere, kind of lonely being by myself, kind of depressing being by myself. So kind of why I started this channel, but one of the many reasons why I started this channel. Hopefully people see my progress and people see me doing stuff and we can maybe do together. Email me, talk to me, see if you're going on the same journey as I am. And like I said, I feel like this page will be a hodgepodge of multiple things. Me losing weight, me trying to get into the military, me working on my apps, me trying to go up the ranks in IT. I want to get rid of these titties. That's one thing. Like, not necessarily transition. Like I said, I see the way people look at me. Like, I am a 6'1", like I said, like, woman. Born woman. Came out my mom's cooter with a puss. That's just me. People look at me, and I kind of see the way they look at me, like, oh, short-haired person, tall, must be a man. No. These titties, I would not design to have these triple G, triple H titties. I wouldn't. I want to be a B. In the perfect world, I'd be a B. Doubt if they give me that, but it needs to be less than this, because these suffocate me, these hit me in the face. Like, I can't do jumping jacks, I can't do much. That's why I'm kind of like walk jogging right now, because this is more than 30 pounds on my chest. Like, maybe I'll walk you through my reduction process. Eventually, I would like to do that one day. Obviously, I think it would definitely help me be able to run more so I can get to the military faster. And, yeah, like I said, people look at me crazy. So, if your parents had you, and they're, like, both of my parents are over 5'10". My mom's 5'11", my dad's 6'6". Like, if y'all might be the result of pre-jack, I don't know, but all my parents' descendants are over 6 foot. I'm 6'1", my brother's 6'9". My sister, who I don't even really talk to too much, she's 6 foot. We're all over 6 foot. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm just naturally big. Always been that way, always will be. So, yeah, I feel like I'm missing something. But that's me in a nutshell. I don't want to jam my entire life and everything into one video. Just, this ain't even brief, but a little intro and touching on everything. So, black, lesbians still believe in religion, so that's the thing that could be talked about. I feel like I'm middle of the road when it comes to politics, so liberals hate me, conservatives hate me. Oh well. Another thing we can talk about. Obviously, like I said, most of my family is military, law enforcement background, so take that for what it is. And not that I hate this country. I'm not gonna say that. We're going through a lot right now. Us as millennials alone, I'm not sure about no other generation. I'm a millennial. We have been through historical things starting from 9/11 on. Like, we've been through a lot. Even before that, Columbine, like, we've been through a lot. We've been through just as much, if not more, historical stuff than our grandparents. So sometimes we need a break. Like, we need a break. Like I was saying, my cousins, my friends, they're overseas. Like, whew, like life is just, whew, I can breathe because we don't deal with the same things over there that we do in America. I obviously not saying I dislike this country at all. I'm here, bought a house, obviously, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it'd be a nice journey to see, like, just being overseas, what that life would be like. So if I get there, take that journey, y'all can definitely come along with me and push me, email me, be on my bus. Say, hey, did you do your 1.5 miles today? Did you do any workouts today? Did you work on your app? Did you do any revisions to this book you're working on? I don't think I mentioned I used to be an athlete in college, so yeah. The book will kind of be around that topic. So that's all I can think of. I feel like I feel like I'm missing something, but that's enough for now. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all spent the entire 20 I think we're at 25 minutes right now, 20 something minutes watching this, listen to this. Tell me what other things you would like to talk about while I'm here. And yeah. Thanks for listening. Like I said, like, subscribe. Any questions, any recommendations? Like I said, this is going to be a page about a lot of things. Tech, losing weight, being LGBT, being just existing in life in general, being black, being everything. Obviously, I'm not everything, but just being me. So hopefully y'all will enjoy going on this journey with me. IT stuff as well. So yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, follow, and thanks for sticking around.